Alexander Perez, and I'm doing my presentation over Guns-Free School Zone Act of 1990. Commerce Clause. This is the regulation of interstate sales and purchases. Commerce. Any social dealings between people, including physical goods, pieces and parts, transportation, and even information. Guns-Free School Zone Act. This law was signed into effect in 1990, and it prevented people from knowingly carrying firearms into school zones. Alfonso Lopez Jr. was a senior at a San Antonio high school who was charged under the Guns-Free School Zone Act. The Guns-Free School Zone Act of 1990 prevented a person from knowingly possessing a firearm into a school zone and 1,000 feet from the school. It also prohibits the discharge of a firearm within this distance and established the punishment as a $5,000 fine, 5-year imprisonment, or both. Subparagraph B of this law states the exceptions, such as law enforcement. In 1995, this law would be taken to the Supreme Court of the United States and found unconstitutional under the Commerce Clause. The case was against San Antonio High School senior Alfonso Lopez Jr., leading to Lopez v. United States. The Guns-Free School Zone Act was created to try and prevent the rise of school violence, particularly in the forms of shootings. GFSZA was found unconstitutional due to the Commerce Clause, which allowed the government to monitor interstate commerce, but not within a single state's borders. This led to the 1995 amendment to include only guns which have been transported across state lines would count. The GFSZA continues to face politicians who are trying to change the law. The Guns-Free School Zone Act of 1990 is important because it is a law which is designed to protect schools and the peoples there. However, it remains in debate about its effectiveness in the prevention of school shootings and its constitutionality. It is also important to know about this law as it pertains to the Commerce Clause and the Second Amendment within the Constitution, because it ensures that the people are aware of the federal government's limitations. And then it is important to the government today as the politicians continue to try and pass laws to weaken or repeal the Guns-Free School Zones Act. It was included in our list for two main reasons: the constitutionality of laws and checks and balances. The original law was found unconstitutional under the Commerce Clause since many guns have not been transported across states, therefore was not within federal control. It also served as a reminder of the federalism checks and balances between the legislative and judicial branches. It's connected to the United States Constitution because the Constitution says that Congress has the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes, meaning that it could not control commerce within a singular state. It is also related to the Fifth and Sixth Amendment because of their trials, and the ones are still under constitutional rights. It is also related to Griswold v. Connecticut because it found a law unconstitutional due to the right of privacy under the Bill of Rights and other amendments to the Constitution. Questions. Do you believe that the GFSZA was successful in decreasing the amounts of school shootings/gun violence? How does the Guns-Free School Zone Act show how the Supreme Court's checks and balances with the legislative branch? And these are my sources.